What you doing? You gonna help today? What we gonna do? Huh? What we gonna do? Mr. Snoop. Alright, Snoop. Let me shoot my video. So give me some help or get out the way. Alright, guys. So most of the fabrication, y'all seen this bandsaw. It's a little Harbor Freight bandsaw, and nothing special about it. I mean, it's just, you know, pretty good little saw. I mean, it's got its good and its bad points for the price. I never did like the base. The base is about as flimsy as all get out. It wants to fall over every time you walk near it. But we've been cutting most of our stuff with this Harbor Freight bandsaw, and I kind of like it because you can put pieces in there and let her rip, and she'll just cut and shut herself off when she's done. But I've been wanting to upgrade that, and recently found some stuff on Marketplace, and we upgraded to this Grizzly right here, which is a pretty bad little machine. I'm going to show you some more about it, but you know, it's got a little bit more horsepower, hydraulic setup right here for the down pressure. You can see this square pan right here, which is going to catch a lot more shavings and not mess up the floor than that. But also, you can see the hose right here. This one has a coolant pump that pumps, you know, oil, what do they call that? Water soluble oil on the blade. And so anyway, we started fooling with this the other day. We came in and plugged it in, and we put a piece in there and just did a little test cut on some scrap, and ended up shearing most of the gears or teeth on this brass gear right here. So I ran this where I bought it, and it ran, you know, the bandsaw was quiet, it moved around, the water pumped through the coolant tube. So I was like, okay, well, we'll take a shot at it. And first piece we cut, of course, it was I'm not going to explain to you, but anyway, it was just a little goofy piece, and it shifted, and when it shifted, it kind of bound the blade, and when it bound the blade, it finished off this gear. So this gear, when we came in here, and I don't know if you can even see, but there's barely a smidgen of oil in here. So heads up to you guys running bandsaws, you know, check that. They say to check that, like, you know, weekly, and then you want to change that oil with some, Grizzly says 60 weight gear oil, but you want to change that oil quite frequently. I say quite frequently, twice a year is what they're recommending. But more importantly is you want to make sure you have enough depth of oil to where the gears can pull it up, because they just, you know, they just bathe in the oil. And so this one has been running God knows how long with no oil, and so it's just been grinding and sharpening the brass teeth, and the brass gear is a fail point. I found out that they went to a metal gear, which is even better. And then on mine, you can see right around the box, the gearbox, that it's got some dark color. So it's been weeping a little oil, so that needs to be checked out too. So anyway, a little heavier duty setup, and what we'll probably do today, we got the gear in, so we're gonna pop this gear out and clean out all the glitter and glam and mess in there, and flush it out good, and see if we can swap that gear. And the other problem that it's having is, once we got here, probably from either the pump is sticky, or probably from riding in the truck, there may have been some chips or something in the pump down in the bottom where the coolant pump is, and that pump is fading in and out. So we need to see if we can salvage that. That little pump is about a $300 item, so we want to try and see what we can do. So we'll probably take the tank out, clean it all up real good, and rinse it off, and maybe just run some water let it circulate. Either maybe the brushes on the motor are kind of crapped up or carboned up, you know. Could be some trash that's kind of hanging up in the impeller. We don't know, but we're gonna have to see if we can fix it. I think that pump will salvage. So we'll get on this and see what we can make happen. Alright guys, so we're going to get ready to pull this. So there's a snap ring on it and a keyway in there. So we're going to go ahead and pull the snap ring out. And we're going to leave we're not going to blow all this glitter, and I don't know if that's going to come out on video, but this thing's covered in all kind of glitter. So we're going to pull the snap ring out. And then the gear should just come off. We may have to get some channel locks or something. And there should be a keyway. At least I think there's the diagram said there was a keyway.
Totally gone.
Yeah, it's over. Uh-oh, we're losing all the studio lighting and everything. Yeah, there's a keyway in this one. Maybe there's a key under there that we can't see, but let me grab some channel locks. I'm gonna see if we can get this gear off of here.
Get it to budge.
It could be galled up with all that brass stuff. We may have to see if we got a little puller or something that'll work, but
some paste is made.
yeah, it ground up. It's got a bunch of golden, looks like that glitter toothpaste. And the problem is, if y'all look in there, you can see the oil is barely touching the bottom of the worm gear. It's not even touching, really. So these gears have to turn into oil, and the oil wicks up and bathes the gears and all. And this has been running with minimal oil contact for a while. The brass gear is sacrificial anyway. It's meant to be a softer gear, because it's way more work to pull this worm gear out and the double bearings and the pulley than it is to try and get that brass gear. And then of course the worm drive gear is a lot more machining, so it's going to be a more expensive gear. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how we're going to pull this. See if I can get you guys where y'all can see. Well, I got room to work.
Go get you another light.
No, that's cool. It's coming out. Actually, it's almost too much light. Alright. Let's see. Put this, where you at? Put this somewhere else where it won't get messed up. Try and loosen this thing up a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little bind on it. Yeah, I see what you mean about this goop in here. We're gonna try. Hey, we're gonna see if we got another small ball peen hammer. If not, I know they got a good size one in there. Any shavings may have gotten in there and kind of galled it, so we're gonna try a little something. Okay. What I want you to do is keep a little bind on this. Push it like toward the hammer right here, because I got the little face underneath the hook, but I got to be able to get to this side right here. So you have to be like up high maybe. I just want to be able to hold a little bind, and I'm gonna whack it with the hammer. You ready? You got a little push?
Yeah. Okay, move. Okay.
I don't want to mess up the end. I need something thinner than this. And I don't think I got a puller thinner than that. And I don't know if we're looking the right way. Ding this a little better with this big one. I don't know if this is even gonna fit under there, guys, but we're gonna try this little puller. It sure doesn't look like this lip wants to let anything get under the damn thing. Let's leave this thing alone. It'll be a moody thing. This ain't gonna work. Alright, well, plan C.
Over the shoulder of a mask.
I don't know about all that bullshit. Okay, look. Catch this. Pull it in this little notch right there, but it's gonna want to slide off. But I got a little bite down here on this one. So we're just gonna let it kind of pull easy, and we're gonna let it walk. And if you need to try another one, and look, we can try this too. Like if this one will get in there, I don't think that one's gonna get in there. This one's way too big.
You need me up here?
Just anywhere as opposite of me as you can get, I guess. I guess. Okay, just a little steady pull when you can.
Alright.
Spin it right here.
That's just the drive gear.
Oh yeah, well.
Oh, it's moving now.
Okay, well, as long as it's in a moving spot where it's free, because there ain't a whole lot on that gear, but it may need to, matter of fact, hang on, let me get under it, let's see, because we may have been fighting that.
Is there a direction I should be going?
I have no clue.
Probably that way.
I have no clue. Let me just, somebody gonna be watching this and have some obvious, easy way to do this. Probably yelling at the TV. But that ain't the way things happen around here. And my first attempt to pawn it off on you and go do something easy didn't work. You threw it back in my lap.
Here.
Well, we're doing a good job finding out everything that won't work. Well, part of the problem is we are on the actual top side of the teeth. So we're gonna have to turn. I think we're gonna have to turn this and make it get on an actual good tooth, because it's not gonna slide out like that, I don't believe. Turn that and see if that's in the jam again.
It's free.
Cool, that's what I want. I'm trying to keep it in the. See if you can get a hook on it.
Okay.
I'm just catching like this big thing. I can't get under it. I may end up having to make something for this. That might be your happy ass. Aha! Hasoyoyo. We're making a little progress. See if your worm gear is still spinning free. I want to make sure we stay in a free spot. Alright, that's cool. Let me try this again now that we moved it a little bit.
There you go. Hold on, let me grab it.
Oh, I'm under that. Okay, that's fine. Be careful on that surface there.
Can you grab
Look,
a different one?
try this maybe.
Oh, Robert. Alright.
Get under that. Yeah, as simple as that, guys. So you just
Killer fashion.
now this one is still pretty good. You know,
That's a piece.
I mean, all you really need to do here is just take this and melt it down with all the leftover pieces in there and remake the gear, and it's just fine.
I think
You know?
I think the pieces in here is extra parts.
Yeah, that's it. We don't need that. That's, you know, you don't need all the teeth. And you don't see all of this foolishness? That thing rolled these teeth over. And all we had was a little piece. Don't lose the little keyway. Did we find the keyway, or did it go launching out with it? Yeah, all we did, of course you can see how sharp these teeth are. All we did was put a little piece in there. And look at all that glitter. And it slipped in the vise, so it pinched the blade and just instantly wiped this thing out. But I'm sure from the little fine amount of glitter we're seeing here that this thing was on its way out before. Alright, let's see if I can squeeze in here with you guys and not beat up the camera too bad. So we found the keyway, shiny gold keyway, which isn't supposed to be gold, but we're gonna clean them up, save them for the other gear. That gear doesn't matter. I'll shove this old pig mat in here, see if it'll soak up a lot of this or not. Did we put in it? What did we put in? Did he spray anything in here or put anything?
WD-40.
Because it looked like they got water in here. Because these pig mats don't soak up water.
Straight water. I thought you rinsed it out or something.
Give me some paper towel. Give me that blue one and give me a couple more. I'm just gonna mop all this water up with that, and then we'll deal with this paste. Looks like we on gold rush with all this mess. You may want to go get a couple of flathead screwdrivers so we can kind of scrape all of this muck and crap out of here. That's all the gold shavings. Good Lord. It's like a mud of gold shavings and teeth in here. But that's one batch of shiny gold mud after another in here. So there's quite a bit of debris hiding up in here. Yeah, so this is, we already got a good bit out. You can see it all right here and all on the paper towels down there. Sorry I'm moving y'all around so much. But look at this glitter mud. And Tristan's getting out of there.
Oh, we rich.
Oh yeah, man. We're going to the pawn shop today, baby. Rinse everything out and see if we can clean it. I just wanted to show y'all what we're dealing with. So just gonna be scraping, digging, and paper toweling for a little bit. We'll come back to y'all in a minute. Alright guys, so I got the keyway straight up and down so I can kind of keep track of it here. And we're gonna, this is a pretty tight fit. And we want to keep it that way, I believe. So we're gonna try and walk it in with the dead blow hammer with the keyway straight up. Let's see. Yep, that should. We'll get a clean paper towel since we've been cleaning and doing all of this. Clean our hammer. Alright, so we're just gonna walk that in and make sure it should stay in that worm gear. And that's feeling tight, but we are not in the, not all the way in, so this, we're gonna do this. Hang on a second. Let's see. Once it gets in that little crescent shape, I think it'll fit loose. I'm gonna try and seat him with this punch. Alright, so it should just be, did we put that damn ring? Oh, shit. Alright, well, we started putting it together and we forgot our little ring, a little spacer ring that keeps the gear off of the bearing race. And it's got a little dent. We're assuming that that would be on the bottom.
My guess would be on the top for gravity to.
Yeah, but how is that gonna?
It was all full of brass whenever it came out.
I'm going with my gut. We're going on the bottom. It'll probably be wrong because it's about how I get them most of the time. But all right, we're gonna take this little keyway and put him in there. Alright. Where's our love juice? I'm gonna get this tune everywhere. We'll never get a grab on this to put it on. Okay. Start over again. Let's see if we can seat this rascal in here. Alright, she's going in a little better. snap ring pliers get to. Alright, I'm gonna try and get all of the gradu off of there. Let's see if we can get our snap ring back on. Alright. Now, sir, if you don't mind, spin it around. She feels good.
Feels like I'm going backwards.
Okay, guys, that is the improper, incorrect, and wrong way to fix a Grizzly G0561 metal cutting bandsaw's drive gear. We'll let you know if it worked. We got to get some gear oil and put in here, and then we'll clean this gasket surface and see what we got. Alright, we got the top plate, the surfaces are good, and I'm gonna go ahead. Alright guys, we're wrapping up the Grizzly gearbox repair. So all of this is done in gear lube. Snoop here has supervised the process, so we got our seal of approval. This is a 75 140 gear oil that we use on the Ford. So we're gonna fill this up, and I'm just gonna fill it up to where it's not on the gasket, and that should be enough oil in there for that to pick up. We're gonna see how that goes. All right guys, we're back on the Grizzly. We got Snoop Dogg here. She's been inspecting the whole process, make sure we get it right, and she's giving approval. So we got some assembly lube, which is that green stuff you see in the bottom down there that we squirted on the gears for the test run. I don't think we got on the video yesterday that we have the water feed with the water soluble coolant. We had to clean the pump, clean the tank. Evidently it had been sitting. The tank is still a little grungy, but all the grunge is rock solid on the bottom. So it's working right now. We're gonna make it happen. Tristan's cleaning up the gasket. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some, it calls for 80, 85, 140. We got 75, so that's close enough. So what we're gonna basically do is fill this up till it's almost just touching the bottom of this lip, and that way in the down position like it is, the gasket won't be sitting in oil. And if that's enough to get these gears wet, then that should be enough to accommodate what we need. I don't want the gasket to be sitting in oil and then it weeping oil down here making a mess, which is kind of what it's been doing. But we may end up topping it off a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we're gonna get into it here. Let's see. This is all ready to go. Excuse all the whipping around in the camera. So we're gonna put some oil in here. So as you can see, I mean, that's about, it's a splash system, so as long as the gears are in the oil, then they should be picking up oil. So we're good there. And this is just at the lip. So there's a little plug that goes right here after the 4 screws are in. That's an air bleeder, and you can put a little more there if we need to. From time to time we'll put some there. But as long as that thing is in there, it'll splash good, and gear oil's real sticky. So as long as the gear's in the oil, it'll pull it up. But you do want to check this from time to time, because that's what ate that brass gear. Now Grizzly's making all steel gears, and you can really damage some stuff. And this worm gear goes through this shaft up to the pulleys in the drive motor, so you don't want to get that torn up. So we're gonna put the cover on there, and we're gonna make a cut with it in a little bit. Alright guys, so this is the little vent hole, air vent that goes in there. And you can add a little oil there, but the thing is that if you do decide to pull this, you don't want the oil level so high that the gasket, when you pull it, it just dumps oil on the ground. If you do, you want to make sure that you're ready for it and got some pig mats or something down there. But you know, overfilling it a bit is your choice, and in my opinion, I don't think it matters one way or the other as long as they can get oil on them. And sometimes too much is better than not enough. But you know, just have that minimal amount, and if you want to go more, I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. All right, well, we're gonna set this up, and we got a couple of gin poles to cut, so we're gonna get back to y'all as we're setting those up.